Hi, Dan Halliwell. I'm here at the SEAI Energy Show with Failte Solar, and we're here on the Sigenergy stand, and we've had some great news at the show. Sigenergy has been shortlisted and awarded product of the show, which is great news. I'm joined by Luis Castillo of Sigenergy. He's the product director of UK and Ireland, and I just wanted to firstly congratulate you, Luis.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to
thank you for having us as well.
representing your brand here in Ireland. We're very proud to do it. It's been an extremely busy show, and most of the people are interested in your machine.
It's been quite busy.
And I know a lot of our installers are very keen to know a bit more about Sigenergy. We've had a lot of people here. A lot of people haven't been able to make the show. So I wanted to do a little bit of an introduction to Sigenergy and tell our installers about the business and where it's come from.
Absolutely. Well done, thanks. Sigenergy is a new brand. We are a manufacturer of PV, storage and EV charger solutions. We manufacture and design all of our products in-house. The company is about 2 years old, and the mission is clear. We want to be a pioneer in the distributor generation industry, and I believe we have a product to do it. We are bringing innovation to our industry that has, let's say, craving for it.
Yeah.
And I think the SigenStor, Sigenergy, by the hand of the SigenStor, is ready to address those needs. And you can. I think the best reflection of that is the buzzing stand that we have had during the last couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. So Luis, let's talk a little bit about the machine. It looks really exciting. I'd love to know an overview of it.
Yes, absolutely. So the SigenStor is a flagship product. It's an all-in-one unit. It's a true all-in-one unit. It offers the end user and the installer everything they need to make a house, let's say, independent from the grid, or a commercial building. The SigenStor it's a PV inverter, a hybrid inverter. It's a battery PCS or BMU. It's an energy management system. It's an EV charger, a DC EV charger, and it's also a battery storage pack, let's say. Okay. So the way it's divided, the unit at the top, what we call the Sigenergy controller, it's three things. It's a PV inverter, hybrid inverter, battery PCS, or energy management system, all integrated in one unit. This will be, let's say, the brain of the unit. Then the second layer, optional, is a EVDC fast charger. This is first of its kind in the industry. We have, through our R&D team, we have created a good product, and again, offering something new to the market. This is an optional unit. It can be retrofitted at any time. It doesn't need to come at the beginning of the installation. And then what you have is a series of battery packs. At the moment we can see 2 battery packs, but they could be up to 6 battery packs if you don't have a DC charger, or up to 5 battery packs if you are using an EV DC charger. The battery packs are 5 kilowatt hours or 8 kilowatt hours, and you can combine in any way. So you can actually build the capacity that you need. So as you can see, it's a modular, flexible unit. It offers a lot of flexibility to the installer, ease of installation, and we believe that definitely it's something that installers will like.
So Luis, the energy controller is doing quite a number of things, right?
Yes. So again, as I was saying before, it's 3 things. The good part is that, again, this unit, the energy controller could be single phase, or could be 3-phase. We have sizes in the single phase from 3 kilowatts up to 6 kilowatt, and 3-phase from 5 kilowatt up to 25 kilowatts. Several sizes in between. So again, you will have the capability of a hybrid inverter or PV standalone inverter here. Also the capabilities of BMU or an energy management system, all integrated in one unit.
So really, we're saving probably a bit of space and a bit of money.
Definitely. Space footprint and installation time, which is, I
Sure.
think, critical for the installer. Installation time, and it also makes it ease of installation. Nowadays, we are not talking anymore about a PV system. We're talking about hybrid system with batteries. We're talking about energy diverters. We're talking about EV chargers. So bringing that simplicity and giving the installer a solution that has native technology instead of giving capabilities by extension is at the core of what Sigenergy does.
Absolutely, yeah. And then let's talk about the EV charger then, because I understand not only is it your normal type of charger, but the battery can also power the house. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the battery, obviously you can power the house with the batteries or with the battery of your car. So
Yeah.
our DC charger will come in two sizes, 12.5 and 25 kilowatts.
Okay.
The main advantage, obviously, is the DC fast chargers. As I was saying before, this is a first in the industry for this type of applications. So the SigenStor have a DC backbone that allows PV power going directly to the DC charger, so you don't need to go through the inverter, and the same with the battery. So you can charge from the batteries directly to your electrical vehicle. So everything that is DC stays DC, but of course, you can also pull power from the grid. You do a AC to DC conversion, and then you will have more power if needed. So you have, let's say, 3 ways of charging your vehicle, and that will create some flexibility, and obviously charging from the PV directly will create a lot of benefit, and it's also a way to not waste energy. Imagine your batteries are full, instead of dumping it to the grid or, let's say, exporting it, you could also send it to your vehicle through the charger.
Okay.
Another important capability, very important, is it's a bidirectional charger.
Yeah. So it charges both ways.
Exactly. So bidirectional. So you will send basically power from the system to the vehicle and from the vehicle to the system, let's say the house or the grid. Now, B2X is new for the industry. We are obviously working with the standards that are available. So it will depend both. The SigenStor has already the capability. You also need a vehicle that has a B2X capability, let's call it that way.
Okay. So that really is future-proofing.
Definitely.
With regards
Definitely.
to
And again, as I was mentioning before, you can retrofit the EV charger at any point in time. The end user or the installer doesn't need to commit to the charger at the beginning. So
okay. So
it offers that flexibility as well.
If I don't buy it in the first round and I decide I get my EV car,
Exactly. No.
then I can add it to the system at any point.
Because we are aware not everyone has an electrical vehicle at the moment, but probably in the future they might.
And I think one of the key parts of this machine is the batteries, right? The battery
Definitely.
technology is probably the one thing, or well, one of the many things that separates this from other machines.
Absolutely, Dan. Because first of all, Sigenergy, I think the main thing we are it's a manufacturer of battery packs. So we are a company that focuses on storage solutions.
Sure.
So definitely we put a lot of resources on developing our battery packs. So as I was saying before, we offer flexibility because you can mix 5 and 8 kilowatt-hour battery packs. So that itself, it's a benefit.
You don't have to have all 5s. You don't have to have all 8s.
You can do any combination. Every battery pack has its own dedicated optimizer, and the connection within the SigenStor is done in parallel. So the state of charge or state of health of a battery pack won't affect the state of charge of the other, so the discharge will be done independently. Even in the event of failure of one battery pack, let's say, the battery pack can be bypassed and the whole unit will keep working normally.
Okay.
On that scenario, you will be notified by our app. So.
And I understand that the battery pack also comes with a fire extinguisher.
Yes, we of course, because what Sigenergy have done, we have brought practices that normally you see on utility scale applications. We have incorporated on our battery pack. Of course, we do see no reason why residential should be different or small commercial application in terms of safety. So every single battery pack has built-in fire extinguisher In the event that the temperature is rising to dangerous levels, then that fire extinguisher will trigger, will release an aerosol that will cool down the battery pack, obviously avoiding any kind of fire event. More importantly, before that happens, our first layer of protection will be our AI algorithm. We have temperature sensors that will have information that we monitor constantly on the battery pack with the intention of predict a potential failure inside the battery pack, with the idea that even the fire extinguisher doesn't have to trigger, let's put it that way. If the algorithm is sure that there could be let's say a short circuit event or a failure event within the battery pack, the battery pack will be, let's say, isolated from the SigenStor independently, will trigger an alarm to the installer, will notify about it without the fire extinguisher even having to trigger.
Okay.
So the idea again is capture the fault. The AI algorithm will get smarter and more mature with time, so we will be more efficient at predicting these type of scenarios. The fire extinguisher is just a safety net, a last layer of a last resource. But again, our primary, let's say, defense will be the monitoring of the battery pack.
And I understand from a temperature perspective, the temperature controls, you know, we can often come across problems here in Ireland with the temperature dropping and the batteries, you know, discharging and finding it hard to get back. But I understand you've got a heating and system within
yes,
each battery.
so yeah, again, a lot of resources put on the battery pack. The unit itself is IP66 rated, so it's completely safe to use it outdoors, or weather resistant, let's put it that way. But on top of that, in terms of cold weather, like countries like Ireland, for example, that you will have cold winters, every battery pack is equipped with a heating pad, which will help keep the temperature within the operating temperature of the battery packs. In any case, the operating temperature of the battery pack is minus 20 to 55 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
So the battery packs help us to stay within that range of operation in order to keep the capabilities of the SigenStor fully. Another advantage of the battery packs or the solution itself is that there is no cabling between equipment. Like, as we were talking about, the energy controller, the charger, the battery pack. So all of these are embedded. They have embedded plugs that once you stack a battery on top of another battery, the energy controller on top of a battery, or a DC charger on top of a battery pack, they are already connected. So there is no cabling between units, and the main reason we have done this is because to reduce installation time and also to reduce the failure points. Wherever there is a cable, wherever there is a termination, could be a potential failure point. So this definitely adds some robustness to the system.
So, you know, extremely innovative from top to bottom, to be honest with you, Luis, but also a very beautiful looking machine.
Yes, of course. Aesthetics are quite important because, again, the unit is designed for being outdoor or indoor. So yeah, like any electrical installation, it needs to be neat. It needs to look clean. It needs to look, pleasant to the eye. And especially nowadays, as I was saying just at the beginning, we're not talking just about an inverter. Previously, an inverter could look nice in the wall, but now we're talking about batteries connected to an inverter, to an energy diverter, to an electrical charger. So the installation got a little bit more, let's say, messy, if you could call it. So now you have all integrated in something that you could. It's also good to look at. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. What have installers' reactions been in other markets generally?
Absolutely great feedback from everyone. 10 out of 10. It's clear to us that we have brought a solution, again, as I was saying before, to a market that was craving for it. It's something new. It's disruptive. So we are hoping to create a lot of noise with it.
And we are very proud to be representing the brand here. We're really excited.
Absolutely.
I think, from what we've seen at the show this week, there's a lot of excitement from our installers and from other customers with regards to the machine. As you say, the installation time extremely appealing, and some of the other aspects as well that we will touch on in our next videos with regards to the Gateway product that you have that goes alongside the machine, and also the commercial product also. Okay, Luis, this is the Gateway, so I'd love you to tell us a little bit more about that and how it integrates with the rest of the system.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Gateway is a piece of equipment that SiGenergy have developed for backup scenarios. So if you are interested on having power supply from the SigenStor in the event of a power cut, then the Gateway will allow you to do that. So it's a cabinet like where you will be able to connect multiple SigenStor units. In this case, it has two inputs for two SigenStor units.
Yeah.
But we have other models that allow to connect more. So the idea is to feed a load with those SigenStors.
Okay.
And to have that load disconnected from the grid immediately in the event of a power cut. The transition will happen in very close to 0 milliseconds, so the loads will not be disturbed by the transition, which is quite a fast reaction compared to other solutions that you have in the market. On top of that, well, yes, it comes with respective SPD for protection, and we also have a smart port where you will be able to connect a generator, could be a DC generator, in order to support that, let's say, backup capabilities. Off-grid, perhaps you have long days, you have much storage in the SigenStor, then the diesel generator or the generator will kick in. But you could also use this smart port to add what we call internally a smart load. So any load that you would like to feed on demand, or with excess power from the PV, from the SigenStor, you could connect it there. For example, a heat pump or an immersion heater are typical cases of loads that you could feed with excess power from the PV, and the Gateway will be the interface for that.
Because I know a lot of people in the Irish market would be pushing their power to heat their water.
Yes,
so this would be the answer for that.
So it could be, you could say the Gateway is a solution for backup, but it also acts as an energy diverter, for example.
Okay, great. And it's all nicely tucked away in comparison to maybe other setups. Essentially, this nice cabinet is hiding a lot of what used to be lots of different multiple parts. Is that correct?
Yeah. Following the same principle of the SigenStor, again, it has to look nice, it has to be simple to install, so we also have kept those principles when we develop the Gateway.
Great, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Luis, Sigenergy has a commercial and industrial system.
Correct.
And we're standing next to it here. I understand it's very similar technology, because that is your ethos as a business.
Yes.
But I'd love for you to talk me through the key advantage from a commercial perspective of the machine.
Absolutely. Well, in terms of technology, it's exactly the same as we were discussing before. Battery packs are obviously the same battery packs that you use in residential single-phase application will be the same as that you will use in a three-phase application, which is normally what you go for when you do a commercial solution, three-phase. The only thing that will change is the energy controller physically looks the same. You are not able to tell the difference from the outside, but obviously inside it's a three-phase equipment, so that will be your main differentiation when we talk about a commercial application. But same as the residential, it can be stacked, as you can see here, 6 battery packs. So this will be a fully stacked SigenStor. This will be the limit. These battery packs could be 5 kilowatt-hour or 8 kilowatt-hours. As you can see, one of the main things when we talk about commercial footprint, there won't be, the footprint is very small. There won't be concrete foundations. There will be large cranes bringing containerized solutions, heavy solutions that weigh tons into a solution. So the same capabilities that you need to install a residential solution with the SigenStor, you do it with the commercial solution. So now,
essentially a system that you can commercial system that you can install by hand, right?
Because absolutely. You will need a little bit of help, I guess, to add the energy controller at the top. But besides that, that's all you need. More importantly, obviously, as I'm sure you're thinking, our largest energy controller is 25 kilowatt. Obviously, the largest commercial system is not 25 kilowatts. So you might be asking why, how you can expand, and it's very easy. So you just connect multiple SigenStors in parallel.
Okay.
So as many as you need. We have many reference at the moment globally. We have megawatt-hour systems in Europe. So they're currently under construction, but also large systems in Australia. So So again, one of the advantages of this solution is the flexibility.
Okay.
Anything between a 5 kilowatt hour system and a megawatt hour scale system, you can do with the same solution.
Wow. So essentially you're paralleling those machines.
Exactly. So
to whatever
you will look, if you want to build let's say 10 SigenStor in parallel for a 480 kilowatt hour system, 250 kilowatts of power. So this will be 10 SigenStor 25 kilowatt fully stacked, just like you see them here.
Yeah.
Commissioning process is the same, almost same time that will take you to commission one, will take you to commission the 10, because everything is done through our
so
Sigen app.
Commission it once, not 10 times.
That's it, exactly.
Okay. And in terms of, again, the safety elements of the batteries and those kind of things, particularly for commercial projects.
They remain, because again, they are exactly the same battery pack. So everything that we discussed before for the residential, it's applicable for the commercial.
Okay. Just remind me of those in terms of, so that was the fire extinguisher?
Yeah, so built-in fire extinguisher, dedicated for every battery pack. We have aerogel insulated pad around every battery cell to avoid spreading of temperatures from one cell to another.
Okay.
We have a high resistant insulating pads around the whole battery pack, again to contain the temperature. In the events of high pressure after a fire extinguisher event, there is a decompression valve that will trigger automatically to release the pressure inside the battery pack and make it safe to change. And of course, the fire extinguisher that will trigger automatically if the temperature reaches, let's say, a dangerous temperature level.
Okay.
So, but again, the main key of our safety strategy is the safety algorithm and the temperature sensor that will help us predict a fault, and then put the battery pack out of function if necessary before the extinguisher triggers.
And the beauty of Sigenergy overall is the use of AI technology in both in the machines. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the first example will be, as we discussed before, for safety, prediction of potential faults within the battery packs. We are also working with dynamic tariffs, operation mode. Our Sigen AI mode will read real-time information from dynamic tariff, real-time information from weather source, and real-time information from the power sensor consumption of the house. With those three variables, then the system will optimize and it will decide when it's best to charge and discharge the battery.
Okay.
With the goal, of course, of reducing either import from the grid, consumption from the grid, or maximizing export to the grid in case that end user is being, let's say, paid to export to the grid. So.
Okay. And that's really useful, because I think a lot of people will install into their homes and often 6 months later forget what settings they may have on their machine. But really what we're saying here is that the AI technology that you're incorporating is constantly optimizing that on the user's behalf.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. That's the idea. The end user doesn't have to do any intervention, but it's also for those end users who don't feel comfortable with it, it's an operation mode that you can enable and disable at any time.
Okay.
And just work on the max self-consumption protocols. Another use of AI within our system would be sort of our customer service. One of our first layers of customer service will be our AI assistant through the app.
Okay.
So this is our virtual AI assistant that will help the end user, the installer, navigate through the app and answer any questions related either to Sigenergy or specific to their system.
Okay.
So again, this is with the intention to provide a 24/7 response, ease of response. Of course, we will have our service team, our service manager localized, but again, the AI assistant will be sort of a first layer of response. Easy reach, just a one-touch way of answering your question.
Yeah.
Also on AI, we have our system is compatible with, let's put it, BPP schemes. For those countries where you have this type of scheme running, our system, the SigenStor, is ready to receive command and react to those commands, so it could be easily incorporated to a virtual power plant structure.
Well, Luis, thanks for explaining that. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you, Dan.
And we'll see you again soon.
Sure, thanks.